The Saiyan Saga, one of the greatest arcs in all of Dragon Ball content on the map, famous for Piccolo's sacrifice and for Goku proving that talent can be overcome by simply training. Not only that, but famous by also the fact that the battles were honestly incredible. I'm pretty sure you and me both remember that. Today's video, however, is going to be taking a look at how that series or arc would change effectively if we change one huge aspect. If Goku was too little, too late.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
We start our story off in the perspective of Goku on King Kai's world. At this point, Goku had just finished his training with King Kai, and King Kai would currently go on to tell Goku that he actually may have miscalculated. Goku, hearing this, would actually be shocked and would immediately begin making his way towards Earth, running across a snake way. However, one minuscule change that we will be changing to the story is the timing. King Kai will actually be 10 minutes late, and those 10 minutes will be extremely vital for the Z Warriors. That being said, everything across the timeline would pretty much remain constant up until the point when Piccolo would end up sacrificing himself for Gohan. That would literally remain the same, and eventually, after destroying Piccolo, you would see Krillin and Goku both barely sensing Goku's ki. As soon as they sense this is when Nappa and Vegeta would immediately get tired of waiting, saying that nobody's there, nobody is coming to save them. Both Gohan and Krillin would both immediately react to this by being shocked, and Vegeta and Nappa would simply begin to utterly destroy Gohan and Krillin. We would then be greeted to a moment in which Gohan actually finally, for once, starts trying to step in and do something for himself. However, he ends up using all of his energy, and at the end of everything, Gohan is killed. When Goku finally arrives to the battlefield, he would enter the scene to see his son laying dead on the ground, seeing his best friend dead, Piccolo dead, and the rest of the Z Warriors gone. Goku, seeing this, would have this all hit him at once. And instead of arriving and being a hero and kind of saving Krillin and Gohan and thanking Piccolo for his sacrifice, Goku would immediately fall into this transcendent state where his rage completely overcomes him. A similar situation to when he transformed into a Super Saiyan for the first time back on Namek. Except this time, the rage that is fueling Goku would be multiplied way further than before. This time, Goku would then proceed to explode in a furious rage. His hair would begin flowing up in the air as it would begin getting a golden tint to it. His eyes would change to more of a turquoise type color, and Goku would begin screaming, "How could you?" He would begin screaming to the heavens as Vegeta and Nappa's scouters both break due to the amount of sheer power that Goku has. If you guys remember in the original, Vegeta had said that Goku's power was originally over 9,000. We're going to be taking that calculation and multiplying it by 50, the multiplier of the Super Saiyan battle level, and that's going to be Goku's battle strength for what's about to go down. As soon as this happens, Goku's pupils would pretty much not be dilated, and his eyes would pretty much be similar to what Broly has when he loses his cool. Goku at this point would rush at Nappa. As him in a blind rage, he would proceed to kill Nappa. Vegeta, seeing this going down, would immediately react by shooting a power ball into the air and proceeding to transform into a Grade 8, being shocked at the transformation of Goku. This was the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta, seeing all this go down, would immediately begin transforming into that of a Grade 8, and once he is in that form, he would say, "Kakarot, I don't care what kind of transformation you got, the Saiyan Elite will always stand on top." But Goku, he could not hear any of this. Goku would be lost in a furious rage. Goku would rush in at Vegeta, punching him at speeds that are just completely insane. At one point, Goku would begin ragdolling Vegeta in mid-air, punching him straight into the sky and then proceeding to grab him by his tail. Goku would start spinning Vegeta over and over and over until Vegeta's tail would finally rip, and Vegeta would start detransforming mid-air as he flies straight into a mountain. At this point, Goku would then stand atop Vegeta as he begins crushing, stomping on Vegeta's chest with rage unparalleled to any other feeling he's ever felt before. Yajirobe in the background, who is still currently alive and still hasn't gotten any damage in the Vegeta or Nappa fight, would come in out of nowhere and say, "Goku, you're not like this." Goku would turn his attentions toward Yajirobe, and some sense of sanity would start coming back to him. A sense of himself would begin returning to Goku. However, Goku would look back at Vegeta, who at this point is smiling and just finished pressing a button on his armor, essentially calling his Saiyan pod back to him. As soon as Kakarot sees this, or Goku, he would aim his hand at the sky and immediately shoot a ki blast, destroying it. Vegeta seeing that to go down, he would proceed to close his eyes and say, "Finish me, Kakarot! End me! I don't deserve to be alive after losing to Saiyan scum. Not only that, but the Super Saiyan. But hear this, Kakarot. There's a tyrant. The reason why I'm like this, Frieza." But before he could finish that sentence, Goku would stomp on his chest more and more as Vegeta would start feeling his life force draining from his body. However, in a moment of calmness and like just stillness in the air, Goku would find himself once more, before then taking his foot off of Vegeta, who at this point is now fully unconscious, and then he would fly over towards the direction of Gohan, and Krillin. Really sorry for the mistakes that are happening in the video, but I am not going to bother to cut them out. That being said though, what ends up happening after this is Goku would proceed to bury Gohan and Krillin. And from this point, Goku would then be at an utter loss. He had lost his son. He had lost Krillin, Piccolo, and the rest of the Z fighters, all because Goku was too little, too late. That one miscalculation in the story would have effectively ended up changing the entire direction of the Saiyan saga. Not only that, but the entire direction of the Dragon Ball series as a whole. Goku's character is not going to be remaining intact after this experience. Things are going to be changing. Goku is going to be going through a character development arc where Goku finally learns to be more serious with his opponents, not to stall, not to waste time. Goku learns to, I guess you could say, effectively get the job done quickly and not focus on nothing but the sheer thrill of battle. While he is a Saiyan, he now begins to be hit with the brunt reality of the situation. And at this point, Goku doesn't even have the injuries that he does in canon. Vegeta is taken to a hospital where he proceeds to spend months recovering because Goku does not want to give him the senzu beans. Actually, no, it wouldn't be months. It would be more like a week. At this point, they would all end up pretty much being mourning over the loss of everybody. Chi-Chi would have gone into a blind rage at Goku, and she would be extremely upset at him, effectively not talking to Goku. Until eventually, Mr. Popo would arrive, informing everybody of a spaceship and planet Namek, essentially saying that there may be hope just yet for finding the Dragon Balls. And at this point, the Namek saga would then pretty much start being created. At this point, Vegeta would wake up and proceed to inform everybody who Lord Frieza is and why he was truly here. He was here to wish for immortality, to essentially fight against Lord Frieza. Goku, upon hearing this, would ask Vegeta about the location of Frieza, and Vegeta at this point would finally realize, "Frieza, my scouter!" He would then begin to tell everybody that Frieza must have heard about the Dragon Balls and say that Frieza, if he knows him well, and he does, must be headed on his way to Namek as they speak. So this would prompt Goku to actually want to essentially take Vegeta with him to planet Namek. This would end up essentially changing the entire story as a whole. And Goku at this point has been trying to re-tap into Super Saiyan during the time that he has essentially been kind of just training and grieving over Gohan. Now that Goku has this opportunity to get Gohan back and wish him back with the Dragon Balls, Goku does not want to let this go to waste. He would tell Chi-Chi, who would simply look down, not saying a single word to Goku. He let her down. He let her baby die. Their baby die. Chi-Chi can't forgive that. And so, Goku would walk away, take a bag of senzu beans with him, and Dr. Briefs and they would end up pretty much taking the spaceship that, oh my god, would they end up waiting for Dr. Brief's spaceship? That is going to definitely be playing a huge part. They would not wait for Dr. Brief's spaceship. They would essentially end up taking the one that they normally ended up taking to Namek, the one that Piccolo actually came in. So they would arrive to planet Namek a whole lot sooner than in canon. And so Goku's base power level didn't really get to increase that much. So when it comes to the fight against Frieza, he's going to definitely be needing a whole lot of Zenkai boost if Goku has any hope whatsoever of facing the tyrant Frieza. Luckily for Goku, however, he does have Vegeta with him to sort of train on the spaceship. Not only that, but Goku is going to be doing mental training, and during this time, Vegeta and him would have done some light sparring in the ship, a couple of times almost destroying it due to their outbursts of power. During this time, Goku would have seen nothing but glimpses of the power of Super Saiyan once more, and when they would finally arrive to planet Namek, this is when Goku would sense a whole lot of key signatures, sensing Lord Frieza, the largest one of them all. Immediately at this point, they would begin searching for the Dragon Balls, realizing that this is a hunt that definitely depends on time, and time is going to be of essence. Vegeta's following alongside Kakarot, who at this point is pretty much made it clear that he's not going to be playing any types of games. If Vegeta acts out of line, Goku will be there to stop him. So Vegeta is pretty much trying to calculate his time and be, well, thoughtful of the things that he's going to be doing. He can't exactly out-brawl Goku, so he has to try other methods when it comes to trying to take him out. That being said, they would continue looking for the Dragon Balls, and they would end up finding about 2 Dragon Balls during their hunt on planet Namek, before they eventually end up unfortunately running into Zarbon, Dodoria, and Frieza. When they end up seeing the destruction of planet Namek, Goku would want to step in, but Vegeta would actually put his hand over his shoulder, telling him that Super Saiyan or not, he can't control the power. And as things stand currently, he can clearly sense, if what he says is true, that Frieza outclasses him severely. Goku grits his teeth and would then proceed to shoot a ki blast at Dodoria, saving Dende and actually taking Dende with them. They would use a solar flare to actually fly away from Dodoria and Zarbon, and they would essentially end up running away from them. At this point, if Vegeta truly wanted to, he probably could have still defeated Dodoria, but I'm going to be saying that since he was with Goku, their main target was to simply escape the grasps of Zarbon and Dodoria. Now, it's currently just going to be a race to see who collects all 7 Dragon Balls and makes a wish against it. If you guys want to see a part 2 to the series and you guys enjoyed my version of a Dragon Ball Z what if, definitely make sure to leave a comment down below what I can do better for the part 2. Leave down below any ideas and suggestions for part 2, and also leave a like, and also consider subscribing to the channel, seeing as I'm going to start kind of dropping Dragon Ball what ifs more and more frequently across the channel, just trying to dip my feet into the waters into other what ifs other than Naruto and My Hero. That being said, I love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. It has been your boy Zether, and I am out. Peace.